Yesterday only we discussed about the Provident Fund Act. What do you mean by the Provident Fund? It's like the benefit after the resignation or after the retirement to the employee. Okay, so according to the Provident Fund Act, what are the benefits provided to the employee? What is the contribution from the employer side and the government side? It should be equal. Whatever government will contribute, employer is supposed to contribute. Okay, it is 12%, in which case it is 12%, in which case it is 10%. What kind of forms we required? Different forms we need to maintain as an employer supposed to maintain it. When employee can withdraw their PF, uh, at what condition they can withdraw immediately, at what condition they can withdraw after in 2 months. Okay, so all these things will observe in the employee state insurance sorry, employee provident fund act. Okay, now the it is to provide the certain benefits to the employee in case of sickness, maternity, and the employment injury to the employees of the factory and establishment, and also to make provision for certain other matters incidental thereto. uh, Next one is applicability of the act. The provision of the act is extended and it also applicable to smaller power using the factories with the 10 to 19 persons. Now power factories with the 20 or more persons, shops, hotels, restaurants, cinemas, including the preview theaters, newspaper establishment, road motor transport undertakings employing 20 or more persons. In all these cases, the provision of the act is extended and it's also applicable. Okay, now the next, non-applicability of the act. When it is not applicable, the act however does not apply to mine or railway, running shade, and specific seasonal factories. The state government may extend the provision of the act to cover other establishment or class of the establishment, industrial, commercial, agricultural, and otherwise, in consultation with ESI Corporation and with the approval of the central government. After getting the 6 months notice period of its intention to do so in official gazette. ESI contribution, ESI scheme being contributory in nature. In what it contribute? All the employees in the factory of the establishment to which the act apply shall be insured in the manner provided by act. The contribution payable to the corporation in the respect of an employee shall comprise of the employer's contribution and employee's contribution at the specific rate. The rates are revised from time to time. Currently, the employee's contribution rate is 1.75% of the wages, and that of the employer is 4.75% of the wages paid payable in respect of the employee in every wage period. For newly implemented areas, the contribution rate is 1% of the wage of employee and 3% payable by the employer for the first 24 months. Employees in respect of daily average wage up to 137 are exempted from payment of contributions. Employer will, however, contribute their own shares in respect of these employees. Collection of contribution: an employer is liable to pay his contribution in respect of every employee and deduct the employee's contribution from wages. This contribution at the above specified rate to the corporation within 15 days of the last day of the calendar not month in which the contribution fall due. The corporation has authorized designated branches of the State Bank and of India and some other banks to receive the payment on its behalf. Means which bank can collect the contribution. This is also mentioned in the ESI Act. Okay, contribution period castle 1st April to 30th September. We can collect the contribution. Okay, cash benefit period 1st Jan of the following years to the 13th June. Means cash benefit period. What it will be? It will be from 1st Jan to 30th June, and contribution period is 1st April to 30th September. Okay. Okay. Next one is means we can consider up to 6 months. Okay. It's 1st October 31st March of the year following. Okay, and 1st July to 31st December, because they mention here that it is an employer is liable to pay the contribution in respect of every employee and deduct the employee contribution from the from wages bill and shall pay this contribution at the above specified rate to corporation within 15 days. Okay, the next what benefit it will cover? It will cover sickness and extended sickness benefit. What do you mean by extended sickness benefit? Means because of that, if anything, any side effects, then that benefits are called the sickness extended sickness benefit. Maternity benefit, disablement benefit, dependents benefit, medical benefits, funeral benefits. In case of death, if employee died, then the amount is given to the dependent. So we say, or we mention here, the dependents benefit. Okay, medical benefit means in case of any injury, if employee goes to the medical treatment, then some hospitals are there recognized by the ESI. Okay, so they provide the medical benefit. Funeral benefits in case of death. Next, sickness and extended sickness benefit represent a periodical payment made to an insured person for the period of certified sickness after completing 9 months in insurable employment. To qualify, the contribution should be for more minimum 78 days in the relevant period. Maximum it is duration for benefits is 91 days. Rate of the payment vary from 14 to 125 per day. That is average of 50% of daily wages. Okay. A maternity benefit implies the cash payment to an insured woman in case of the confinement or the miscarriage or the sickness arises out of the pregnancy or the premature birth. Women should have contributed for minimum 70 days in the preceding two consecutive contribution period. Daily rate of the benefit doubles the standard sickness benefit rate, that is full wages normally payable for the max 12 works week for the confinement, 6 weeks for the miscarriage or the medical termination of the pregnancy. Then next one is the disablement benefits. So, what do you mean by the disablement benefits? In disablement benefits, in case of the temporary disability arising out of the employment injury, this benefit is admissible for the entire period, certified by an insurance medical officer, the practitioner for which the insured person does not work for the wages. In case of disablement, disablement means what? Disablement means the temporary disability means suppose because of any accident, uh, there is a cut in finger, or there is any injury on hand or on legs. Okay, there are the three types of the disability: permanent disability, temporary disability, partial disability. Okay, so rate payable not less than 70% of the daily wages, minimum 3 days of the incapacity required. The in case injury result in the permanent, partial, or the total loss of earning capacity, the periodical payment to be made for the life. So what percentage they supposed to give, that percentage depends on your salary or wages. It should be 70%, not less than 70%. Okay, one time lump sum permissible in certain cases. In certain case, one time you can issue that amount. Dependents benefit, periodically pension paid to the dependent of the deceased when the death occurs out of the employment injury or the disease. Widows 3/5 of the benefit rate for the life or the until remarriage. Children's 2/5 benefits rate until 18. Total amount distributed not to exceed selling of the disablement benefit. Benefits not paid to married daughters. Okay, so if the daughter is married, then in that case, the dependent benefit is not provided to that daughter. Okay, then next one is a medical benefit. The treatment continues even if the person goes out of coverage till the sickness ends. So if the coverage is particular till particular amount, but if the treatment goes out of coverage till sickness ends. Okay, so it is under the medical benefit. Package cover all aspects of the healthcare from the primary to the super specialist facilities such as outpatient treatment, then the domiciliary treatment, specialty consultation, and the diagnostic facility, X-ray, lab investigation, ambulance service, etc. Funeral benefit, funeral expenses an amount of rupees 10,000 is payable to the dependents or to the person who performed last rites from the day one of the entering insurable employment. So here we finish our third unit. We finish the Provident Fund Act, ESI Act. We'll see the next one in tomorrow's lecture.